Okay, hello everybody. I wanted to make another video and I wanted to talk about the tier list for Echo's matchups because I feel like Echo is one of my favorite characters to play in the game. She's probably my best DPS character to be honest with you, so I wanted to do a tier list talking about her matchups. So I'm gonna just get straight into it. We'll just go through each character, and then after I'm done, then we'll see if we need to finalize anything and see if I need to move anything around. So it might be a longer video. So if you just want to put it on in the background to listen, you can. Okay, first character, Diva. Um, I think Diva is a weird matchup for Echo. Like, I should probably label these better. Wins hard in her favor. Neutral, not in her favor. Loses hard. Okay, I think this is better. So Diva, I don't know. Diva's a weird matchup because on the one hand, Diva could literally blow you up in less than a second because she doesn't have any kind of like armor or anything. She has shields, which is great, but it's kind of hard for it to kick in. And if you get caught out by Diva, then she just blows you up. But I mean, majority of the time when you're playing against a Diva, you're just poking and you shouldn't be in her optimal range because obviously you know she's gonna one-shot you. And also, her kit is just really good with dealing with Diva. Like, you can blow Diva up like super hard. Because what I've noticed when you play Echo into Diva, a lot of Divas try to play aggressive. But the thing is, your kit can punish it really hard, provided you time your stickies and just beam her to death. So I would say it's kinda in her favor, as long as you just don't play in Diva's range. If you don't play in her range, then you beat her. But it's not like it's easy. You know, you have to work for it. Diva's not an easy character, especially when she gets the booster extension perk. Then it kind of makes it hard for you. But also, you got to think about too, as the Echo player, when you get the stickies perk, it really helps with tanks in general, and it's really good against Diva in particular because if she tanks the full volley of stickies, she can lose her mech very quickly. It's a great finisher for Divas that are trying to escape. So I don't know. Matchups in Echo's favor, I think, for that one. Domina. Um, to be honest with you, I haven't like played against Domina enough to really get like a full opinion on this hero. I think against Domina, it's weird. Like, I don't think it's in your favor because the shield, and also you can't really get close to her because if you get close, she blows you up also. But also, if you play far and try to poke, then you can't really do anything because then you're just spamming at the shield all the time, and you don't really want to waste your stick. I don't know. I think this is not in her favor. Now, if we're talking about duping her with your ultimate, I think Domina is a great dupe target. Not the best in the game, but she's a great dupe target. But I don't really think this matchup is great for Echo. It's just hard for you to gap close and actually kill Domina. Like, she's not the easiest to kill for Echo. However, I will say she is extremely easy to hit with your abilities, which I guess can kind of make up for it. No, maybe I don't know. I might change this later because I can't tell with Dominic. She's just too new for me to have a solid opinion on. But she is very easy to hit with your abilities, so I don't know. You can kind of blow her up if she gives you the opportunity to. But most of the time, Domina's not gonna let you just get in your optimal range to do your thing as Echo. So it's kind of weird. Doomfist. Doomfist. I I think this is a win hard matchup. Like, I love playing Echo into Doomfist. Why? Because a lot of the time you can give, maybe this is bad advice, but what I like to do when I'm playing against Doom, I intentionally volley them with the stickies so that they get punched and they try to punch me. And because your fly comes out instantly, you can just dodge it and then blow them up for it. It's very easy to just bait a Doomfist as Echo. That's kind of why I like the matchup. Like, Doom players, they think they can just hit you, and you are really hard to hit for them. So I don't know why they keep trying like they're gonna hit you as Echo. Like you're playing into a flyer. I don't really think Doom is the best at dealing with flyers, but I don't know. Maybe it's a skill issue thing. But I've never really struggled against a Doomfist. Also, other thing too is when he's blocking, right? You can just time your stickies to blow him up afterwards. Like most of the time, Doom is just really easy for you to deal with. I've never really had any troubles with Doomfist. I think he's a very bad matchup for Echo, or bad matchup for Doomfist. He just loses every time he tries to interact with Echo. So yeah, I would say wins hard for him for sure. Also, he's a great dupe target as well. And if you dupe Doomfist, you're just gonna beat him 1v1. But that goes for almost every character in the game. If you dupe them, you're probably winning it most of the time. Hazard. Hazard is weird. Because Hazard's gun is like decent enough to like chunk you out of the sky. But you can it's the same thing with Doom. I'm gonna put it here. The only reason I wouldn't put it in wins hard is because he's more consistent at actually hitting you than Doomfist. It's basically the same thing as Doom, but Hazard is less consistent at just hitting you. Or Hazard is more consistent at hitting you, so that's why I moved him down a tier. Yeah, it's the same thing. But I will say one thing about Hazard, he is a really good dupe target. His ult is super strong. Block stalling is really strong. Having a wall is strong. Leap is strong. Like everything in this kit is just stupid. So using him as a dupe target is always good. Also, you just beat him 1v1 if you dupe him. So yeah, I kind of like Hazard. I think it's in her favor. Not like super duper hard because like I said, his gun can chunk you. And depending on what perks he take, he can probably kill you. Like the for instance, the Bone Spurs perk. If he starts getting some stacks on you and he lunges at you and hit it, you will die 100% of the time. And also, Extended Leap is great against Echo because you can actually jump to Echo. So I don't know, it's weird. It really depends on the perks that he's taking, I think. But even then, it's not like the worst. It's still not in his favor. Like you're playing a flyer against a brawl diver. Obviously, he's not gonna be able to be on top of you too much, so you don't have to worry about him that often. Junker Queen. This is just a wins hard. You just beat Queen in every scenario. Like, you beat her neutral. Stickies are easy to hit on Queen. Also, Queen does not really have any escape tool, so if you can blow her up super easily. Beam is great against Queen. Stickies are great. Once you get your majors on Echo, you just blow her up even harder. Also, your ult deals with her ult. She's probably the best dupe target in the game, to be honest. Like, this matchup is just not in Queen's favor at all. It's really bad. Not much else to say. I don't even think it matters. Like, the perks that she takes, it doesn't matter. She can't touch you. Don't get me wrong, she has a gun like Hazard where she could chunk you, but not really. It's a lot harder for Queen to just chunk you. And obviously as Echo, you're not going to be in Queen's range where she's actually good. Like, there's just no way you're playing that close to a Queen. Unless you're about to finish her off. And if you're doing that, then it's 99% of the time it doesn't matter. Mauga. I'm torn. Mauga's weird. Because I want to put him in loses hard. Because I think that Echo does struggle against Mauga a little bit. It's like, don't get me wrong. You can just play super far back and poke him to death. And obviously he's a great dupe target again. Like, every tank is a great dupe target, let's be real. But issue with Mauga is, if he has any burn stacks on you, it's really hard to fight back. Because one, it denies your shields from coming back. So you can't just like jiggle peek him. Because if you have the burn stacks, it doesn't matter. You just can't jiggle peek over and over. So it's kind of hard for you to deal with him. Also, he's a hit scan. He has decent range on his miniguns. And his left click will just delete you. If you get caught out in the air as Echo against Mauga, you just die. You just die. Stickies also, they're nice most of the time. But if he presses E, you do literally no damage to him. And also your beam, because he sustains so much when he's shooting people, if you try to beam him to death, most of the time you lose that lower HP threshold and he starts healing it back up and then your beam does no damage and then you're in the awkward spot. So I don't really like this matchup. I don't think it's like a lose hard scenario where it's unplayable, but he's like tipping there. I don't think it's a good matchup for Echo at all. Orisa. Orisa is... I don't know. I got biased because I don't really struggle against Echo and I'm on Orisa. I think it's neutral. It depends on the Orisa player. I will say though, once Orisa gets the shield perk, I think it's a little more annoying because she can just beat you 1v1 at that point. I don't know. I might put her here because when you get the perk, the perk that gives you the shield on Orisa, you can kind of just like ignore Echo, and because your gun has pretty decent fall off, you can just shoot her out the sky and force her out. But I don't know, because Beam is also insanely good into Orisa, because most of the time Orisa players will try to play super aggressive and then they'll pop their shift or their spin to get out. And because Beam goes through the spin, it's pretty good at catching Orisa's off guard. But I still don't think this matchup is in their favor because she just doesn't have fall off and she can fight you at any range. Also, it just gets harder when she gets her majors. So I don't know. Ramatra. We'll put him here. I don't think it's in her favor. It's not a bad matchup or anything. It's just not in her favor. Like, a good Ramatra player makes this matchup really annoying because he'll just throw E at you and then if you get caught out by that, you just explode. But also, like I said with every other tank, he's a great dupe target. Really good dupe target. But yeah, the ability, it's the fact that he can poke you down. And if the Ramatra has decent aim, he can actually delete you a lot quicker than you think. So I don't know. I don't think the matchup is like horrible. It's like slightly not in her favor because she can still fight back against Ram. In fact, she blows up Ram pretty well. It's just a matter of if he can hit his E or not. Because the thing with Ram, right, he's such a massive target. He's easy to hit your stickies on and you can kind of blow him up for walking. Because you can just headshot. It's really easy for you to hit your tri-beam on him. Or whatever her primary fire is called. Because I don't know if you guys know this about Echo. When she shoots, there's 3 bullets that come out. And they spread out the longer range that you shoot it from. And because Ramatra's hitbox is so big, you're going to hit all 3 every time. So it's kind of easy to get the max damage output on him. Which is why I don't think this matchup is like that bad for Echo. It really depends. Reinhardt. If you're dying to Reinhardt, you are trash. You are actually trash. Like, this character cannot touch Echo. Like, I don't need to say more. I really don't need to say more. And worst case scenario, you do get caught out. You just dupe Ryan. And the best part is that when you dupe Ryan and they're trying to play aggressive to you, you kind of just can turn on them for free. There's not much they can do. You can just pin back at him. And that's the great part about Echo too. You dupe Ryan. If you pin this guy at all, he just dies. He just does. He has to take the pin. Or he has to counteract it and hope his team can save him. It is really bad for Ryan. I don't like playing Ryan against Echo at all. I think it's unplayable. Yeah, there's not much to say about him. Hog is weird. Hog is... because he's like a fat freaking ult battery for you. I don't know. Okay, here's the thing, right? If you were talking about a couple patches ago where this character was actually useless, I would put him right here. But the problem is they buffed his damage output. And once he takes the spread tightening perk, it's actually kind of annoying because he can chunk you out of the air. Most of the time, the Hog players cannot hit the shots, but if there is one that can actually aim, it's kind of annoying. But you still blow him up. I don't really like duping Hog though. I think he's probably the worst tank dupe that you can get. I feel like duping a Hog just is never that good. You're only duping a Hog if you need to live. You don't actually dupe a Hog to make a play. At least from what I think. Yeah, I don't know. Hog is... it's in her favor. It could be wins hard if he got nerfed. His damage is out of control right now, so I just think it's in her favor. If he had less damage, he would beat, or she would beat Hog like really hard. Sigma, I think this is a win hard matchup. He can't touch you. Also, all your abilities just counter him, provided you time it correctly. And also, Beam is just like so good into Sig, because every Sig loves to use Grasp when they're 1 HP. And if you have Beam, they're not living. They're just not living. So, bad matchup. Echo wins. I don't need to say much about it. It's pretty obvious. Everybody knows that's a bad matchup for Sig. Monkey. I think Monkey is a weird matchup. Like, I'm gonna say neutral, because it really depends on the perks that he takes. Like the perk that bounces the Tesla beam, pretty annoying. And his new perk where he gets the movement speed for tasing more people, also pretty annoying, because he can try to gap close on you better. But also at the same time, no, I think this matchup might not be in their favor actually. Because from my interactions with Monkey, right? If they're good at Monkey, they'll just shield into your stickies, which makes it really hard for you to interact with him. Yeah, I think this is a bad matchup for Echo, actually. Like, you try to get him low. By the time you get him low, he has Primal. Then he just turns on you, and you can't do anything. Or, he has Bubble to get out, and you can't really chase. It's kind of hard for you to chase Monkey. Like, unless you take the extended beam perk, then you can't really kill him. Like, you can't kill confirm on him most of the time. So I don't know. I think Monkey is a little difficult. It's not the worst matchup. It's just annoying. I might order all of these after I'm done, by the way, to see like what's the worst from left to right. But yeah, Monkey definitely not in her favor. I don't think it's the worst, but he's annoying. Rat. Rat? I think she loses pretty bad to Rat actually. Like, this character is like super annoying for Echo. He has infinite HP, dude. Like, there's no way you're ever killing a ball unless they misplay super hard. The only time you kill ball on Echo is when he gets slept. That's literally the only time. Or if you have a Discord. If you have those on your team, then yeah, you can kill him. But without it, he beats you 1v1. Like, he hits you with Fireball, you die. He hits you with Slam, you die. He has decent fall off on his gun. He's a hit scan also. It's just not in your favor. Also, yeah, everything about Ball, you just lose. He just has too much health for you to actually kill him. You cannot interact with this character because he can go anywhere on the screen. And he could grapple up to you in the air and then delete you. Yeah, I think it's a bad matchup. This is like one of her worst matchups in the game, I think. Zarya, I think Zarya is honestly here. It's the same thing with Sig. You see Zarya get too aggressive, you just wait. You can put stickies on her bubble. Most of the time it'll just stick onto her and they'll drop after and it'll delete her. Or you can just wait the freaking bubbles up. What I like to do when I'm playing against Zarya, it's the same with Doom or Sig. I will purposefully give her like max energy and make her think that she can walk in. And because she's trying to walk in so hard, she'll pop another bubble. And then by the time she does that, you'll have your stickies up again, and then you can blow her up and finish her off with the beam. So I don't know. I think Zarya is a really easy character to deal with. Also, she just doesn't have mobility to deal with you in the air. And if you catch her off guard, she has to bubble. And if she doesn't bubble, you just kill her. So I think Zarya is easy. Also another good dupe target. And she just doesn't beat you if you have dupe either. So yeah, pretty bad matchup, I think, for Zarya. Onion? I don't know. Onion is weird. Because Onion is never going to get the burn off on you. But it's weird because if you try to gap close on her, she kind of just deletes your health bar and she might be able to turn on you. Because she can press her E. And most of the... No, I think Onion is like kind of weird. I don't know. Like, Onion is weird because you'll try to like volley her with the stickies and she'll have E for it. And then you can't really interact past that because either she runs away or... Yeah, she just runs away. Like, you can't... It's just hard to hit her. I don't know. I need more time with this character. Hard for me to tell right now. I can't really get a solid opinion. But I do find Onron a little annoying as Echo. She's not like the worst. Because you can time your stickies also for her E. Because she can't really move that much. And you could blow her up. I don't know. It's a weird matchup. I have to give it more time. Ashe. I put this in not her favor. It's not favored for Echo. But I do think that people saying that Echo loses to hit scan is a little overrated. I think she has the best burst to deal with the hit scans. Like bursting a Cass, Bastion, Emery, Ashe, it's not hard to do. Now, this might be crazy. I think I'll talk about this later, but I think Sojourn is actually pretty annoying for Echo. But yeah, Ashe, it's not in her favor. She has good range. They buffed her fall off range a while ago, so she's pretty good against Echo. Her ult is really good against Echo. If you get burned on Echo, you lose. If you don't get burned, you can beat her. It just depends, because with Ashe, you have to change your playstyle, right? Like, you have to play like an assassin. You can't just walk up on an Ashe and poke in neutral, or she just chunks you. You'll have to take an angle. So I guess it's not in her favor. I don't think it's the worst. Like, I don't think it's a lose hard matchup. I just think you have to be willing to change your playstyle to interact with her. If you're not willing to do that, then yeah, it's going to be a lose hard situation. But it really depends on the way you play the game. Bastion. I think Bastion is here. I think like he's just so easy to just blow up. Every time I play against a Bastion, all you have to do is just wait the sentry mode out, and then you just kill him for free. Like, there's nothing he can do. I don't know. I don't think Bastion is good. I don't think Bastion is a good DPS. Plus, they nerfed him when he was actually good. When he had that fire rate on his primary fire, I would say he actually beats Echo like really hard. But because they nerfed it, he's not that good into Echo. He's just not that good. But I mean, to be fair, when he had the fire rate buff, he was like the best DPS in the game. Because he just too good at hitting everything. But yeah, he has too much spread and stuff now to really kill Echo. Also, if you take the minor perk on Echo, the one that gives you the movement speed when you're beaming, really hard for hit scans to hit you. So I don't think it's that good for Bastion. You can ignore this matchup. Okay, Cass. Cass is a weird one. I think Cass can be neutral. Because the thing with Cass, right, you can blow him up as easily as he can blow you up. It just depends on, I think it really depends on the player. Most of the time, Cass is not a problem for Echo. I would say it depends on the player and the map. If you have to play close quarters all the time, then yeah, it's annoying. If you're able to get some range on him and poke him out before you engage into him, then you kind of beat him. It really just depends. I'm going to put him in not in her favor, because it's not in her favor. Like, she doesn't beat him in neutral most of the time. It's just very map dependent. I can't have a solid opinion on Cass, but I don't think it's in her favor. I can say that for sure. And then also, once he takes the major perk, the piercing bullet, kind of annoying. It is very annoying for Echo to deal with, actually. So yeah, I would say it's not in her favor. But you can very easily blow up a Cass, especially if they roll early. Also, he's easy to kill during high noon. There's just multiple situations where you can catch him off guard to kill him. That's why I don't think the matchup is that in favor for Cass. But in a neutral, he's pretty decent against Echo. Emery. I know I said earlier she's good against hit scan, but I actually think this is like one of the only hit scans that she kind of has trouble with. Like, she's good against him, but the problem is you can't kill him. And you can't actually kill this guy. AKA Mr. 80% lifesteal guy. This guy is just too hard to kill. There's no scenario where you're allowed to kill this guy. So then it's too hard for you to deal with. His fall off is ridiculous. Like, he basically has 0 fall off. And he can just 3-tap you. Even 2-tap you sometimes. Because you don't have any armor or anything, and your health pool is 225, so he just deletes you. I think this is a bad matchup for Echo. Also, when you dupe him, it's kind of hard to beat him too because he can sustain off of you with the pistol. Obviously, you can sustain back, but it's just not. It's not really in your favor. I don't know. I don't like Emery. Oh, also because he could just shoot you while you're duping in the dupe animation, so he could just chunk you before you actually get your shots off. Yeah, I don't think Emery's a good matchup for Echo. Freya, I think Freya is a losing matchup for Echo. I don't think Echo really beats Freya. Very easy for Freya to just hit her shots on Echo. And also, you can't really hit shots on Freya because she's in the air all the time. But the problem with her, the difference between her and Pharaoh, right? Her movement is a lot different. It's a lot quicker. It's a lot harder to just hit this character. She's a horrible dupe target, I think. And yeah, if you just can't get close to this character, like if you get close to Freya, then yeah, you'll beat her. But if you don't, and most of the time you're poking as Echo, right? Because when you're in higher rank lobbies, you can't really just walk in for free. You have to respect the enemy or hit scan players most of the time. So this character is kind of bad for Echo. It's not that easy. So yeah, I would say not in their favor. Genji. Bro, I love playing against Genji on Echo, bro. He just can't play the game. He actually can't play the game. If this guy ever pops deflect, he dies. If he dashes at you, he dies. If he... anything in his kit, if he tries to gap close on you, he just dies for it. Also, if he tries to blade you, he dies for it too. And dupe is just really good at getting Genji killed. If he dashes at you and you're 1 HP, you just dupe on him and he dies. It's not very interactive for him. I think Genji just loses every interaction against this hero. And then also, Beam perk, really good against Genji. Can't aim. Too hard for him to hit Echo. Hanzo is like, it's in her favor, obviously. But the thing is, Storm Arrow is an annoying ability. And also, that new perk that he got, the Slow Arrow, can make it to where you can actually die to this guy. It's very rare that it'll happen. But he can actually kill you. I would move Hanzo up here because I don't think Hanzo ever should win. But that perk kind of makes it to where it's not like a wins hard matchup. But most of the time, they don't even be taking that perk, so it's not a big deal anyways. Also, he's a horrible dupe target. I don't need to say more about that. Junkrat. I'm not even going to talk about Junkrat. That's unplayable. Mei is... I don't know. Because I don't have an issue with hitting Echo on Mei. But I could see how this matchup is bad for Mei. Like, you gotta, like, charge up on your fire. And if she catches you... yeah, this is a bad matchup. It's just a bad matchup. I don't need to say more. Like, she pops her cryo early, you just kill her. There's nothing she could do. People say this is a bad matchup for Pharah. I don't really see it, though. Maybe because I got biased. Because when I'm playing Pharah, I'm able to hit my directs against Echo. But I think obviously it is in her favor. Like, the beam is insane into Pharah. No, I would say she's up here. No. Because... ever since the perk changes came into the game, I could understand why. Like, the beam perk is underrated. I think people should really stop taking a duplicate perk on Echo. The extra movement speed you get on the beam just makes it so it's so much easier to kill confirm. So I can understand why people think this matchup is bad for Pharah. I see it. She's a great dupe target too. And if you dupe Pharah, you just win. She can't really beat you. Unless she hits if she can hit a double direct immediately, then... But even then, she doesn't beat you afterwards, even if you're 1 HP. Because she has to actually hit the rocket on you for you to die. And she has to hit the splash, too. And if you're in the air, that's probably not happening. So, Reaper. This might be controversial, but I think Reaper belongs here. Reaper is weird. Because you think Reaper needs to be mad close for him to kill you, but he actually doesn't. Like, Reaper can actually blow you up on Echo. Maybe because I'm too aggressive. But I've noticed, like, Reaper, sometimes he can, like, force you out. Or it's not that he beats Echo, it's more of he's good at denying Echo from getting into certain angles. Like you want to gap closing someone, but Reaper doesn't let you do it. Cause his damage output is so high when you're close to him. No, it's still in her favor. It's still in her favor. I know it is. Like I'm just saying it because I don't like playing against Reaper. Also, he's a great dupe target as well. His ult is decent, but I don't know if it's optimal dupe target. You know. Sojourn. Okay. This is my most controversial opinion. I think Echo actually loses to Sojourn so hard. Like, Sojourn has ult. She just can't peek him. She can't peek Soj. And then also, if she has a rail built though, it really depends on the tanks, like what tanks are being played. Because if she's able to build up easy rails, you can't fight a Sojourn. You can't gap close because she has the slide. And if you try to beam her, it's just really hard because the thing with Sojourn is that her bullets are so big, like the projectiles are so big. If you're trying to like beam her, because when you're beaming someone, you have to be close, right? She doesn't really have to like aim at you. She just aims in the center and she just blows you up. I don't know. Like, I don't think this matchup is that good for Echo. I think it's annoying. Maybe she deserves to be here, but I just find the matchup so annoying. I don't actually like playing into Soj because her movement is too good. And I think it makes it a little hard for me to hit my stickies and stuff, but that could just be a skill issue on my end. She might belong here or neutral. Soldier. Soldier is... It's not in her favor, but you can still kill Soldier. It just depends on his Helix timing. If you just catch him pop a Helix early, then you can delete him. But I don't know. Most of the time, you're not going to be beating this character. Also, if he takes the Helix speed perk, the minor, you don't win. Like, that perk is really annoying because he could just do a one-shot combo on you when you try to play aggressive. So I don't know. I don't think it's a good matchup for her. But it's not the worst. Like, these are far more unplayable. I think Soldier's like kind of annoying and that's it. Sombra? I actually think Echo loses to Sombra pretty hard. You can't hit your stickies on her. Kind of hard to beam her. Her gun is really good for tracking you. Her fall off range is decent enough to where she can play in her range and still beat you. Duping a Sombra is not that great. Unless you have a target on you to like delete. But most of the time you don't, so I think this matchup is pretty bad for Echo. Sombra just really good at dealing with the Echo. Also, if you get hacked, you just die. I don't know, Sombra is bad. Symmetra. It's a win hard matchup for Echo, but the thing is, when she has ult, it's kind of annoying to do with her. Like, you can't just walk on her for free. But I mean, that goes for every character. You can't really just walk on the Sim when she has ult. I don't got much to say about Sim. I don't see Sim enough in my games to really have an opinion. I mean, you would think it's obvious too that a flyer beats a character like Sim. So I don't really got much to say. Torb, I wouldn't say win hard. It's in their favor though. This guy is just easy to hit stickies on and blow up. It's hard for Torb to hit you. I don't know. I don't got too much to say about Torb. He's easy to hit. Makes it easy for you to deal with. Once you get your stickies, your super stickies, the perk, he blows up. The only thing that I could say is annoying is him popping his E when you're trying to finish him off with your beam. Because he might be able to catch you off guard and actually turn on you. But that's rare. Tracer, this is a bad matchup. Tracer beats Echo all the time. Like, it's just unplayable. I think this might be her worst matchup, actually. Like, I think Tracer just dumpsters Echo. There's not a point where you should win. Unless you dupe her. But even then, if you dupe her and you don't hit the beam, like, right away, you just lose. Vendetta is weird. I don't know. I guess I'm just neutral on all the new characters. I don't really have enough experience to give them like a solid ranking. Because Vendetta is weird because she's been changed so much. I can't tell what the interactions are supposed to be like with this character anymore. Like at first, it felt like she got dumpstered by Vendetta because her overhead slash had disgusting range. If she hits her E onto you and she actually hits the slam onto you on the ground, you just die. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. They're changing this character too much for me to have a solid opinion. Venture. I'm gonna put Venture here. I know some people will probably say Venture isn't wins hard. I think Venture can be annoying because you can't really like sticky volley a Venture. Like here's the interaction, right? You're playing neutral. You hit all your stickies on Venture, Venture burrows, and then it's like, now what? Either the Venture got out of range and they're playing with their team, or you are probably getting poked to the point where you just can't collapse on the Venture no more. I don't know. It's annoying. I just think Venture's annoying. Like you obviously beat this character 1v1, but in the vacuum, I think Venture is not. It's not an easy kill. It's not that easy. Like the burrow is just super annoying to deal with. Which is also why I kind of have Reaper here, but he's more predictable with it, so you can, you can like blow him up. Widow is a lose hard matchup, but it's map dependent. It really depends on the map. Like some maps she can beat Widow. She can actually beat Widow pretty hard. But like, let's say Havana, right? You're not touching Widow. You're just not touching Widow on that map. It really just depends on the map. I don't have anything to say. I do think she loses in general though to Widow. Anna, not in her favor. Cause the thing is, you can blow up Anna, but if she hits the nade on you, you die. If she's able to survive your burst with the nade, you probably die. The only time you really beat her is if you dupe her. If you dupe her, then yeah, you win. But most of the time in neutral, she's just gonna poke you out, and cause she has no fall off, she's kind of annoying. Yeah, most of the time when characters don't have fall off or have really good fall off ranges, Echo kind of struggles with that. And I think Anna's definitely one of those characters. Also, Sleep is, I think it's kind of easy to hit on Echo if she tries to gap close at least. Yeah, Anna's fun here. Bap. No, Bap is probably here. I don't gotta say too much about Bap. Fall off range good. And more really annoying for Echo to deal with because she has to look away from Bap. And once she does that, it's just too hard to kill him at that point. Bap just has the perfect abilities to deny Echo from doing anything. I don't think it's as bad as this, but he's like up here with these three. Just Inward is just such an annoying ability for Echo to deal with. Yeah. Brig. This is a free kill. I don't got much to say about Brig. You can just throw your stickies at her shield 24/7. She has to respect it. She has to give you space. She can't interact with you. You could bait out Rally easily. You could just fly away if she tries to rally at you. Yeah, it's easy matchup. Alari, bad matchup. She just chunks you. You have to. It's the same thing with Bap. You have to deal with her pylon. It is literally the same thing. They're just annoying. She might be worse than Bap though because her damage output is more consistent. Also, her outburst, that perk is disgustingly broken. She should not be doing 75. Well, they nerfed it. It was 100 flat damage, but now it's 75. She should not be doing 75 damage off of a freaking burst. Like, it is just stupid. But yeah, this character's obnoxious. Cat. I haven't really had an issue with Cat. I think Cat is here. You can blow up the Cat pretty easily. Cat doesn't have the health pool to really fight Echo. I will say though, before Cat got those nerfs and that perk change, Cat was like maybe around here. But I think after the perk changes, Cat is like a lot easier to deal with, especially after they nerfed the movement speed from the fight. It's just easier to deal with Cat now. Juno, neutral. I think Juno's neutral because she can like poke you and stuff. She doesn't really have damage to kill you or anything. But it's just that Juno is like really hard for you to hit. Now, if you're in a position where you can catch her, you can obviously blow her up. Like she's pretty vulnerable. But most of the time in neutral, it's just hard for you to get onto a Juno. She's just very slippery. Kiri, I think Kiri might be not in her favorite matchup. Suzu is a stupid ability. Suzu just denies you so hard. If she hits a headshot on you, you lose. Dupe is good into Kiri though, but that's about it. But yeah, it's just annoying because the Suzu just denies your stickies. And stickies is where most of your damage output is coming from, so you can't really interact with her too well. Weaver, a good matchup for Echo. I think Weaver is just not a real character. He's just trash. Lucio, also good matchup for Echo. Lucio cannot touch Echo at all. And even if he tries to, he just loses. Now, if you're a good Lucio, you can catch her off guard when she doesn't have her flight. But like I said, most of the time, most Echo players are not dumb enough to just play in the other character's optimal range. Like, you wouldn't play point blank near a Lucio and just get blown up for free. But she does have some good tools to deal with Lucio. Also, he's a good dupe target sometimes. Mercy, I don't gotta talk about that. Obviously losing. Mizuki. Mizuki's weird. Cause he hits the tether on you and you just die. This is neutral for me. Cause I think his projectile size is so big that you can counter fight back against Echo. The only reason I'm leaving it in neutral is because his shift. Like, you can't reliably sticky him to death. But he doesn't really have anything to fight back outside of that. Like, his tether is pretty easy for you to dodge. But if he hits it, you die, obviously. And his shift denies your stickies. But after that, he's kind of just like a brig. You just kill him for free. I don't know. It might be in her favor, to be honest. I don't think this character is that hard to deal with. Moira is weird. I want to put Moira in neutral. Because, like, it might be a skill issue where I just cannot aim. Like, Moira is a matchup you should be winning. The problem is if you just can't aim, she's annoying. For me, I find her a little annoying. Also, she's another character you can't hit stickies on for free. I mean, if you are able to force her fade out early, you can kill her. But if you take too long, then she beats you. That's the weird thing with Moira. You kind of have to hit everything or you just lose. So I don't know. People could probably move her up here. But I'm not good enough to move her there. So she's staying where she's at. Wu-Tang. Wu-Yang is a free kill. I don't really see how he could touch you. Yeah, I don't have much to say about Wu Yang. Also, his ult is a great dupe. Most of the time. Zenyatta. I think Echo loses pretty bad to Zen. Like, Discord makes it so you have to change your playstyle. You try to get close to Zen. If he headshots you, you lose. If Discord is on you before you get to him, you lose. You have to hit your whole burst or you will explode against this character. Sierra, I think, is also another really bad matchup. Sierra is terrible. Only because they buffed the character. If they didn't buff the character, then I would say the matchup is neutral. But after her buffs, she's too hard to kill because the damage output that she puts out is way too high. Also, if you get hit by track and dart, you die. You just don't got the health pool to even run away. You actually just die if she hits it. Especially after she gets that major. That major perk might need to get nerfed. The one with the 20% attack speed increase. It makes it so you literally can't run away. So these are all the characters. Me organize the wins hard. Who's her best matchup? Let's see. I'm gonna organize this for a second. Okay, so I just changed it. This is what I think should be for Wins Heart, the way like it's properly organized. To be honest with you though, most of these are interchangeable. There's a lot of characters that she beats kind of hard. But yeah, I think Mercy is obviously the easiest. Then there's Brig and Lucio. These characters cannot really touch Echo whatsoever. Maybe Lucio can, but most of the time, if a Lucio tries to gap close, you have the perfect tools to just blow him up. That's why I don't really think he can touch you. Ryan, it's unplayable. I mean, if he can hit fire strikes, it's annoying. Junkrat, they have to be like an actual Junkrat main to deal with you. If they're not a Junkrat main, you just kill this character for free. And even then, Junkrat players still struggle into Echo. It's just not easy. Symmetra, terrible also, but Wall can make up for it. And most of the time, if you're playing against a Sim, she's just not going to interact with you. Because there's no reason for her to. Pharah, I don't know. I don't want to put her here, but this is probably where she belongs for most people. Mei is pretty easy. It's just, if they're good at Mei, they can actually swat you out the air because she doesn't have fall off. So Echo really doesn't like characters without fall off, so it can be annoying, but chances are she's not going to hit you. Wu Yang, he can hit orbs if he's good, but he still gets blown up by Echo like really hard. Same thing with Weaver. And we have most of the tanks, because the tanks can fight back against Echo. It's just not easy. Like Seiga, I think is probably like the second worst tank in the game against Echo, because hitting spears on the Echo is super hard. Then there's Junker Queen. Junker Queen just can't really interact. Actually, you know what? No, this is right still. This is right. Then maybe Genji could go around here. Yeah, that might be a little better. Because I think Genji should lose to Echo like really bad. Actually, you know what? Genji probably could be... No, because Genji could fight back. He can actually fight back. No, he deserves to be here. Because Genji can fight back if you can gap close. But most of the time, even if you do that, Echo would just beam you to death. And then we have the in her favorites here. Let me see. Let me reorganize. Okay. And then this would be my in her favorites here. I think Torb is a free kill for Echo most of the time. Now, if he has the overload turret, it's kind of annoying to deal with him, but most of the time that's not the optimal perk to take on Torb, and most Torb players don't even take it anyway, so it's not a big deal. Then Hanzo's also easy for you to kill. It's just you gotta worry about the storm arrow and the slow arrow. But even then, you can still blow him up with ease. He's like one of the easiest targets for you to kill. Reaper is an easy kill for Echo. It's just that you need to time your sticky so that you can kill him when the time is right. Mizuki could be around here, actually. Yeah, I'll move him there. Hog, he's just annoying. He's a freaking ult battery for you. It doesn't matter. Diva, annoying but killable. Hazard, annoying but slightly less killable. Venture, I just think Venture is like a Reaper but 10 times more annoying to deal with, because the burrow is just... Because she can just burrow to her team. But the thing with Reaper Wraith is that everybody's like able to easily shoot it. The thing is with Venture is that you can't like reliably put your stickies on her burrow and then make her take all of the damage. That's the problem. Mizuki, he's just annoying. I think he could fight back against Echo, but it's not in his favor. Same thing with Cat, but Cat is only up here because Cat got nerfed. I would move Cat down if Cat wasn't nerfed so hard. Okay, neutral tier. I don't really have much to say about this tier. I think maybe... No, the neutral tier is actually perfect. Like ease to deal with. I think Domino is probably the easiest to kill out of all of these. And Moira is the hardest to kill because you just can't hit stickies. But like I said, this is a skill issue tier for me. All these characters are just skill issue for me, to be honest. Not in her favor. I'm going to rearrange this real quick. Okay, so I reorganized it. I think this is a little better. So I think Orisa is probably the easiest one to kill in this tier. Like Arisa, you can still blow her up. It's just annoying because she doesn't have fall off, and it depends on the perk she takes. Ram, because they put the thing in his kit, like his base kit, where he could control the vortex. It's kind of annoying, but not the end of the world. Monkey, I just think Monkey Bubble is really annoying to deal with for Echo. Also, his ult counters Echo kind of hard. You can't really like commit on him all the time, or he just blows you up. Kiri, annoying hitbox. Suzu just ruins your day, but she's still killable. You have high damage, so she's killable. Cass, easy to blow up for you, but his damage output is really consistent at dealing with Echo, so it's like kind of in his favor. Ashe is the same thing. It's just she's a little harder to hit, and she has dynamite, so she can zone you off from certain angles a little better. Soldier, same thing as Ashe, but the Helix rocket can make it so that you can't gap close on him at all. Freya, untouchable for you, but she can still blow her up. It's just she's hard to hit. That's the main issue. Also, her damage, I think she could two-shot you. I don't remember if they nerfed that or not. I don't know if she can two-shot or not. I think with a headshot she can, but I don't remember. Ana, no damage fall off. Nate is annoying. Kind of hard for you to kill Ana. It depends. If they're stupid and they're hard scoping, you can kill her. But if not, then it's a little more difficult. Malga, too tanky for you to kill. And then let me do the last tier. Okay, and then this will be the last tier. So Tracer, I think, is her worst matchup. Tracer is just not interactable. Actually, it might be Ball. Yeah, let me put Ball there. I think Ball is the worst because Ball just has too much health for you to ever kill. You're never killing the Ball. But the problem with Ball is that he can kill you for free because you're very frail as Echo. And if you take any kind of poke damage, then Ball can just finish you off for free. Tracer's just annoying because like she has recall. And because she has recall, you're not reliably able to kill her with stickies. You can deal with her if you hit a headshot on her, but if you don't hit your headshot, she kind of just beats you every time. Like it's unplayable. Alari, Bep, and Emery, they all do the same thing. They have like no freaking fall off really, so it's easy for them to just shoot you out the air. And then for Bap and Alari in particular, well no, actually all three of them, they all just have a way of living your stickies. Emery has his lifesteal, Bap has the M-word, and he has his shift, the regenerative burst. And then Alari has pylon plus the outburst, so it's kind of hard for you to kill. Widow is here, like Widow is just good at zoning you off. I don't really think it's like that bad, but because Widow could really go to not in her favorite tier, but it just depends on the map. But if it's a Widow map, it's a lose heart kind of situation. Sombra, she's just annoying. Like you can't really interact with a Sombra. It's hard for you to kill as Echo, because she's not gonna let you gap close, and even if you do, she's just translocate away. So you don't really ever get to kill her. Sojourn, I don't know. I already explained my reasoning for Sojourn. I just think she's annoying to fight as an Echo, but it might be a skill issue. Sierra, her damage output is just so high. I think she can reliably kill Echo now. And Zenyatta, Discord just zones you off from playing the game, so it's just really annoying. So yeah, this would be my finalized tier list for the matchups for Echo, I think. Let me know what you think.